Hey YouTube, this is Alexander, and today I'm going to be bringing you my full video review of the Nexus 5 Gameboy Case. Now this is a case that I picked up on Amazon. It is shipped and sold by Trek Gear, and it was only about $8 or $9. So I thought I'd pick one up and give you guys a full video review for any of you who might want a case like this and are rocking a Nexus 5. So let's go ahead and take a look. So right off the bat, this Gameboy case for the Nexus 5 feels pretty nice in the hand. It doesn't have too much bulk, but it does have a tendency to allow its $8 or $9 cost seep through and sort of feel a little cheap when you're holding it. So it's got all the appropriate ports for your speakers and micro USB port. You've got your power lock button, your volume rocker, and you've got the camera cut out. The flash is not blocked in any way, so that's definitely a plus. Some cases tend to block the flash, but this is not one of them. You've also got your secondary mic cut out as well as your 3.5mm headphone jack. Nothing is blocked there, and there are no buttons blocked. The edges are raised just a tiny bit, so it's nice for those of you who want to lay your phone down on its face and not have to worry about it getting scratched up. As mentioned, the buttons are very easy to press. Now in some cases it may be a little difficult to press them. Suppose you're laying down and you have your hand at a weird angle, but that's pretty much the only time I ever found it to be kind of hard to press the buttons. In every other situation they're very easy to press. Now there is a little milled hole at the bottom right hand side of the case that allows you to take the two pieces off. There's a front and a back piece. And the front piece does have a little bit of give if you squeeze it, but it's not anything that feels like it's going to break. It's just a very thin piece, so that's expected. Now the edges around the front piece of the case do have little clips that are going to go ahead and just pop right into the back of the case. And the back of the case is a little bit flimsy or flexible if you want to say, but it's definitely not anything that you have to be worried about. It actually feels very sturdy and it doesn't seem as flexible as a Samsung back piece actually. Now, just like some other cases, this case too will leave a lining of dust and debris around the edge of your Nexus 5, around the screen. So if that's something that worries you, make sure you take note of that. And it will be there. There's really no way around that, unfortunately. But it is pretty easy to clean it. If you've got a cloth at home, just go ahead and wipe the edges very carefully so you don't get any of that dust inside of the edge of the Nexus 5. Putting the case back on is pretty simple. You just put the Nexus 5 on top of the back piece and then snap the front one on, making sure everything is snapped into place. And as mentioned, the edges do make it easy for you to just lay your phone straight on its face and not have to worry about it getting scratched up. Now when using the phone with the case on, it doesn't inhibit the experience at all. It's really quite easy to use the phone normally. Now in some cases though, it is kind of hard to swipe in from the left. Say for example on the hamburger style slide out menu, if you're using an app that supports it, it may be a little difficult to actually swipe in from the left or the right because the edges are raised and you might have a tendency to swipe in from those instead, and so it's just a little bit tricky there sometimes, but it's really not a big deal. So as mentioned, the case is a pretty nice case for $8 or $9, and it got here relatively quick, so there's no complaining about that. It does have a tendency to give off that $8 or $9 feel though. For example, by the not very precisely cut out hole that allows you to pull the case off. The edges can also become sort of misaligned on the side of the case. The plastic sort of shows some wear and tear. The sprayed on look of the buttons can sort of come off as cheap to some people. I know in my when I asked a couple people about it, they said it kind of looked cheap, but it at the same time sort of looks retro. So if that's something that you guys can get past, then I would definitely recommend this case. It's got minor flaws really, but overall it's a pretty cool looking case and I really enjoy it. Now I'll leave a link right below that like and subscribe button in case you guys are interested in picking this case up for yourself or somebody that you know. They do also come in Game Boy Color, and they've got a couple other iterations of this case. So definitely hit that link down below if you guys are interested. So that's going to pretty much wrap up the video. It's a pretty nice case for $8 or $9 that does show a little bit of cheapness here and there. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe down there for more, and definitely follow me on Google+, Twitter, and Instagram if you aren't already. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.